Have you ever noticed certain numbers showing up in your life over and over? There might be more to it than just chance. Today, I want to tell you about 6 numbers that have amazed people throughout history. Numbers that some say can change your luck and guide your path. For thousands of years, Buddhist monks have passed down ancient wisdom about these special numbers. They believed these numbers held the power to bring good fortune and show people the right way forward. Even famous seers like Vangar and Nostradamus wrote about these same numbers in their predictions. But here's something interesting. These aren't just random numbers picked out of thin air. They connect to the stars above us and the patterns of the universe itself. Astrologers have tracked these numbers through the movements of planets, while numerologists have found them hidden in important dates and events throughout time. What makes these 6 numbers so special? Why do they keep appearing at important moments in people's lives? And most importantly, could they be trying to tell you something right now? In the next few minutes, I'll share the story of these mysterious numbers. You'll hear tales of incredible coincidences, surprising predictions that came true, and the secret meanings that ancient wisdom keepers found in each one. Some people say knowing these numbers changed their whole life. Stay with me to learn about the 6 numbers that might just hold the key to understanding what the universe has in store for you. Make sure you watch until the end. The last number is the most powerful one of all, and its meaning might surprise you. The number 7 has always stood out as special. When you see this number, it's often a sign to look within yourself and pay attention to your inner voice. Think about it. There are 7 days in a week, 7 colors in the rainbow, and 7 musical notes. This isn't just by chance. The number 7 shows up again and again in nature, science, and wisdom teachings from all over the world. In numerology, 7 is known as the seeker. It's the number that pushes us to ask big questions about life. When this number keeps appearing in your life, it might mean you're ready to learn something important about yourself. It's like having a quiet friend who always makes you think more deeply about things. The planet Neptune is closely tied to the number 7, and this connection tells us a lot about what 7 means. Neptune is the planet of dreams, intuition, and things we can't see but can feel. Just like Neptune's misty blue surface, the number 7 reminds us that not everything important can be touched or measured. Some of the most valuable things are felt in our hearts and understood with our inner wisdom. People who connect strongly with the number 7 often find themselves thinking about life's big mysteries. They might spend time alone, reading books, writing in journals, or just sitting quietly with their thoughts. These people are usually the ones others come to for advice because they seem to understand things on a different level. When the number 7 starts showing up more in your life, it could mean it's time to trust your gut feelings more. Maybe you've been too busy with day-to-day tasks and haven't given yourself enough quiet time to think. The number 7 is like a gentle tap on the shoulder, reminding you to slow down and listen to your inner voice. This number also has strong ties to learning and studying, but we're not just talking about school books here. The number 7 points to learning about yourself and understanding why you think and feel the way you do. It's about finding answers to questions that have been bothering you for a long time. The power of 7 shows up when you're trying to figure out what's true and what isn't. It helps you see past what others say you should do and helps you find what's right for you. Think of it as your personal truth detector, helping you spot the difference between what's real and what's just for show. In ancient times, people saw 7 as a bridge between the physical world we can see and touch and the spiritual world we can only feel. When you keep seeing 7, it might mean you're starting to notice things you didn't see before. Maybe you're picking up on people's feelings more easily, or you're starting to understand why certain things happen in your life. The number 7 isn't about rushing or making quick decisions. Instead, it teaches us to take our time, think things through, and trust that the answers will come when we're ready for them. It's like having a wise teacher who knows that sometimes the best way to learn is to be quiet and watch. The number 11 stands apart from other numbers. It's what we call a master number in numerology. When you see two ones standing side by side, they make something more powerful than just adding 1 plus 1. It's like when two musical notes come together to make a harmony that's bigger than each note alone. Think about how 11 looks. Two straight lines standing tall together. That's exactly what this number is about, standing up straight and showing others the way forward. In the world of numbers, 11 is known as the master teacher because it helps people see things they couldn't see before and understand ideas that once seemed too hard to grasp. The planet Uranus is connected to the number 11, and this tells us a lot about what makes 11 special. Uranus is the planet of sudden changes, bright ideas, and seeing things in totally new ways. When 11 keeps showing up in your life, it often means you're about to have an aha moment. One of those times when something suddenly makes perfect sense. People strongly connected to 11 are often natural teachers, but not always in the traditional classroom way. They might teach through their art, their music, or just by how they live their lives. They have a gift for taking big, complicated ideas and making them simple enough for everyone to understand. It's like they can turn on a light in a dark room, helping others see what was there all along. The number 11 brings with it a strong, creative energy. When this number appears more in your life, you might find yourself coming up with new ideas more easily. Colors might seem brighter, music might touch your heart more deeply, and you might start seeing connections between things that seemed completely different before. There's something special about how 11 connects the everyday world with spiritual understanding. It's like having one foot in the normal world of work and family and one foot in a world of bigger meanings and deeper truths. People influenced by 11 often help others bridge these two worlds, showing how everyday life can be full of magic and meaning. When 11 appears in your life, it might be telling you it's time to share what you know with others. Maybe you've learned some important life lessons the hard way, and now you can help others avoid the same struggles. Or perhaps you have a special skill or talent that could make other people's lives better or easier. The energy of 11 is bright and electric, like a lightning bolt of understanding. It helps us see past our usual ways of thinking and opens our minds to new possibilities. When you keep seeing 11, pay attention to your sudden insights and creative ideas. They might be more important than you think. This number also reminds us that teaching isn't just about talking. It's about showing the way through how we live. The best teachers don't just tell us what to do. They show us by example. That's the real power of 11. It helps us become living examples of the wisdom we've gained. The number 3 brings a special kind of magic to our lives. It's the number of creativity, joy, and speaking your truth. Think of a child playing freely, singing and dancing without worry. That's the energy of number 3. It reminds us that life isn't just about work and responsibility. It's also about having fun and expressing ourselves. In the sky, number 3 connects with Jupiter, the biggest and most cheerful planet. Jupiter is known for bringing good luck and making things grow bigger. When number 3 shows up in your life, it's often a sign that something is ready to bloom. Maybe a creative project, a friendship, or a new way of sharing your thoughts with others. The power of 3 shows up everywhere in life: morning, noon, and night, past, present, and future, body, mind, and spirit. It's the number that brings different parts together to make something whole and complete. When these parts work together well, we feel balanced and happy. People who connect strongly with number 3 often have a natural way with words. They know how to tell stories that make others laugh, cry, or see things differently. They might be writers, singers, artists, or just people who always know the right thing to say to make others feel better. Their gift isn't just talking, it's knowing how to touch people's hearts with their words. When number 3 becomes more active in your life, you might notice yourself feeling more playful and creative. Ideas might start flowing more easily. You might feel an urge to paint, write, sing, or try new ways of expressing yourself. This is number 3 encouraging you to let your true self shine through. The energy of 3 reminds us that our bodies, minds, and spirits all need attention. It's like a 3-legged stool. All 3 legs need to be strong for the stool to stand properly. When we spend time taking care of all these parts of ourselves, we feel more complete and can share our gifts more freely with others. Number 3 also brings a reminder about being real and honest in how we express ourselves. It's not about trying to copy others or saying what we think people want to hear. Instead, it's about finding our own voice and using it in ways that feel true to who we are. This number carries the energy of spring, a time of new growth and fresh starts. When 3 appears more in your life, it might be telling you it's time to try something new, especially something creative. Maybe there's a story you've always wanted to tell, a song you've wanted to sing, or an idea you've wanted to share. The joy that comes with number 3 isn't just about having fun. It's about finding happiness in being exactly who you are. It teaches us that when we express ourselves honestly and creatively, we not only make our own lives better, but also help others feel free to be themselves too. The number 4 is all about building strong foundations and making things last. Just as a table needs 4 legs to stand steady, the number 4 brings stability and strength to our lives. It's the number that teaches us the value of taking things step by step and doing things right, even if it takes more time. In the world of planets, 4 connects with Saturn, the planet that wears beautiful rings and moves slowly through the sky. Saturn is known as the great teacher who rewards hard work and patience. When number 4 becomes strong in your life, it often means it's time to focus on building something solid and lasting. People strongly connected to number 4 are often the ones others count on. They're like the reliable friend who always shows up when they say they will, or the coworker who makes sure everything gets done properly. They understand that good things take time, and they're willing to put in the work to make things happen. The energy of 4 shows up in nature too. Look at how trees grow. They don't rush to reach the sky. Instead, they first build strong roots underground. That's exactly what number 4 teaches us. Before reaching for big dreams, we need to create a solid base to support them. When 4 appears more in your life, it might be telling you to slow down and check your foundation. Maybe you've been trying to rush ahead too quickly, or perhaps you've been skipping important steps. The number 4 reminds us that taking time to do things right the first time saves trouble later. This number brings the gift of resilience, the ability to keep going, even when things get tough. Think of how a house stands strong through storms because it has a good foundation. That's what number 4 helps us build in our own lives, the strength to weather any challenge that comes our way. The power of 4 isn't flashy or exciting like some other numbers. Instead, it's more like a quiet, steady strength that grows stronger over time. It's about showing up every day, doing what needs to be done, and trusting that small, consistent efforts add up to big results. 4 also reminds us about the importance of order and planning. Just as a builder needs blueprints before starting a house, we need clear plans for our goals. When we take time to think things through and organize our steps, we're much more likely to succeed. The wisdom of number 4 teaches us that there are no real shortcuts to lasting success. Each step needs proper time and attention. It's like building a wall brick by brick. Each brick needs to be placed carefully and given time to set before adding the next one. This might seem slow, but it's how we create things that last. The number 26 carries a special message about finding the sweet spot between success in the everyday world and understanding life's deeper meanings. It's like having two valuable gifts in one package: the practical skills to succeed and the wisdom to know what really matters. In 2025, the stars and planets are lining up in ways that make number 26 even more powerful. Major planets will form special patterns in the sky, creating a time when the lessons of 26 become clearer to many people. It's as if the universe is turning up the volume on this number's message about balance and harmony. When you break down the number 26, you find both 2 and 6 working together. The number 2 brings cooperation and careful thinking, while 6 adds responsibility and care for others. Together, they create something special, like when different musical notes come together to make a beautiful chord. People who connect with number 26 often find themselves becoming bridge builders in their communities. They know how to bring different groups together and help everyone work smoothly as a team. They're good at seeing both sides of any situation and finding ways to make things work for everyone. The power of 26 shows up when we need to blend our past experiences with our present goals. It's like a master chef who knows exactly which ingredients from their pantry will make the perfect meal. This number helps us use everything we've learned to create something new and better. In 2025, number 26 becomes especially important for anyone trying to make positive changes in their life. It's not just about moving forward, it's about moving forward while keeping the best parts of what we already know. Think of it like building a new house using the strongest materials from our old one. When 26 appears more in your life, it often means you're ready to bring together different parts of yourself, maybe your work life and your personal growth, or your practical skills and your creative ideas. It's about finding ways to make all parts of your life work together in harmony. The wisdom of 26 teaches us that true success isn't just about making money or gaining power. It's about growing as a person while also doing well in the practical world. It shows us how to succeed without losing touch with what makes us happy and fulfilled. This number also brings lessons about timing and patience. It reminds us that good things often come in stages. First we learn, then we grow, and finally, we can help others do the same. It's like watching a garden grow. Everything happens in the right order and at the right time. Number 35 shows us how to change and grow. Think of it as a mix of numbers 3 and 5. The number 3 means being open to new things, talking with others, and being creative. The number 5 stands for making changes and trying new things. When these numbers come together as 35, they tell us about growing in a balanced way. Old wisdom tells us that 35 is special because it helps us see what's coming in life. People who connect with this number often notice they can sense what might happen next. They're good at reading situations and making smart choices. It's as if the number gives them a sixth sense about the future. In many old books, 35 was seen as a sign of becoming wiser. It shows up in stories about people who learned important life lessons. These people found out that the best way to grow is to stay flexible and change when needed, but also to keep what's good from the past. When you see 35 often, it might mean it's time to look at your life differently. Maybe you need to change some old habits or try new ways of doing things. But the number also says you should keep the good parts of your life that are working well. It's about finding the right mix between old and new. The number 35 also talks about helping others while you grow. As you learn and change, you can teach others what you know. This creates a circle of learning where everyone helps each other get better. It's not just about getting better yourself, but about making the whole world better too. There's something else special about 35. It shows up in nature a lot. Many plants take about 35 days to grow from seed to full plant. Some animals go through big changes around their 35th month of life. This shows how the number connects to natural growth and change. When we talk about balanced growth, 35 teaches us to work on all parts of our life at the same time. This means taking care of our body, mind, and spirit together. It's like building a house. You need to work on all parts to make it strong and good to live in. The number 35 also tells us about timing. It says there are good times to make changes and good times to stay the same. Learning to know which time is which is part of becoming wiser. Sometimes we need to wait for the right moment to make a change, just like farmers wait for the right time to plant seeds. This number has a message about trust, too. It tells us to trust that changes will work out well if we make them carefully and think about them first. When we see 35, it's telling us that it's safe to try new things as long as we're smart about it. Remember, 35 isn't just about making big changes. Sometimes it's about small changes that add up to something big. Think about how a river changes the rocks, not all at once, but little by little, over time. That's how 35 works in our lives, too. It helps us change in small ways that make a big difference later. Thank you for staying with me through all these special number meanings. Let's remember what each number taught us. Number 7 showed us about inner wisdom and finding truth in quiet moments. Number 11 was about staying true to yourself and following your heart's voice. Number 3 taught us about sharing happiness and being creative with others. Number 4 helped us understand how to build strong foundations in life and stay steady when things get hard. Number 26 showed us how to balance giving and receiving in life. And today, number 35 taught us about growing and changing in smart ways while keeping what's good. Each of these numbers has its own special message, but together they make a bigger story. They tell us that we can grow, learn, and become better while helping others do the same. These aren't just numbers. They're tools to help us understand life better. I want to thank you for being part of this group. Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me which number meant the most to you or what you learned from these videos. Don't forget to turn on notifications so you won't miss our next video. Together, we're learning and growing, and I'm happy you're here with me.